Welcome to Awkward Handle's July 4th Spectacular, where we celebrate freedoms and freedom-related things. Because it's 4th of July is where America has said, F you, Britain. We're going to do whatever the hell we want because we don't believe in consequences. It's America. America! Anyway, the Awkward Handle July 4th Spectacular is a Second 42 production and is sponsored by Burflats for Cats. Cats need Burflats. Give cats Burflats. It doesn't matter if they cry at you. We know better. We know better what they want because we're Americans. Burflats for Cats. Happy 4th of July, Nikolai. Happy 4th of July, Nikolai. We're celebrating America, Nikolai. Freedom in America.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Joel. J-O to the E-L. I got stuck in deep south hell because I married a schizo and shit didn't go well. But I'm alive and I have a story to tell, and metaphor and allegory can be boring as hell, so it's just the facts. So lean back, relax, because when the truth attacks, you know I don't hold back. Snap back to reality. Oh, there goes Joel, and he choked. He's so mad, but he won't give up that easy. You know what? This isn't the right lyrics. That's not my song. That started off as like a parody of Jay-Z and ended up being just literally Eminem. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry.
Okay, so most of my comedy comes from a dark place. That's where all comedy comes from, even the pleasant-sounding comedy. This is a set that I did about the time I was raped. We need to talk. Okay, and I know no good conversation ever came after the word look or the words we need to talk, let alone both. But this is very serious. Okay. 2 weeks ago, we had this Clockwork comedy show right here at the Prototype Multimedia stage in Low Mill Arts and Entertainment. Too many words. We had a show 2 weeks ago, right here, Clockwork. Were any of you here at the Clockwork comedy show the last time around? Yes, you were. Wow, so many of you. That's fantastic. Did you enjoy yourselves? Great, because we love your face, and we love your $8, so please do keep coming back, But no, somebody left the show last week offended to their very core, okay? They left the show, and they started up a Twitter feed expressly for the purpose of flaming the comedy show, okay? And we saw these tweets late at night, and we were like, oh my goodness, because they were really hard. It was like, at NPR, rape is not funny. I heard jokes about rape at this comedy show. Go get them, go do a story about these people or something. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish, but it was, so we see these tweets, we're like, who was joking about rape? We started thinking back, what could they have misconstrued? And then we were like, oh, that's right. One of the comedians, he's got this bit about tornadoes. He juxtaposes, getting hit by a tornado with having somebody break into your house and rape you. The basic premise of the joke is, if you get hit by a tornado and then years later it happens again and you don't move and, it happens again, you still don't move. It's as crazy as if you were living in the city and somebody broke into your house and raped you and then years later it happened again, and you were like, well, no, but this is a nice neighborhood. This is my home. I'm going to stick it out. That's the basic premise of the joke. At no point was it suggesting that rape is funny. It was even saying, rape is a horrible violating act akin to being hit by a tornado. We weren't suggesting that, but they just couldn't see to the premise of the joke. I'm a rape survivor, and I work in it's a topic for me, and I work in a local comedy scene where local comedians, I hear rape jokes here. We don't always try very hard. But if I hear them and I get offended, it's my job to process those feelings, It's not my job to tap everybody on the shoulder and be like, I was offended by this and you should be too. That's not how being a responsible adult works, is it? I'm not an authority on that, but I think, And so, okay, to give you, if you distill it, what this person did is, it would be like if I said, why did the chicken cross the road? To get to the other side. And one of you got up and started a Twitter feed and was like, at NPR, chickens crossing roads is not funny.
the chicken could get hurt, and a motorist is likely to swerve. A collision could happen. Someone could die. Chickens crossing roads is not funny. So when this incident happened, I was like, well, I have to do a set at the next show. What do I do? Do I sanitize things? Do I just do jokes about like puppies and like that time that I peed on the cat, or do I dig down deep and like do some of the darkest material that I can think of? Because I believe you should be able to laugh at everything, like laughter is what helps us get courage to move on through life, laughing at the dark things in life. So I bet you can guess which way I went with it, So, okay, there was this one time I peed on the cat. No, I decided to go down, dark because, okay, years ago I was in high school, freshman in high school, and it was a fundamentalist Baptist school, like really fundamental. Like only 25 of us graduated because number 26 got number 27 pregnant. And so, because it was like abstinence was the thing, no sex before marriage was the bandwagon, we talked about sex all the time, like that. And my friend Vicky and I had this argument, this debate about whether or not a man could be raped by a woman. She was like, I think a woman could rape a man. And I was like, well, no, because things have to happen for that. If you didn't want it, then I don't think things would happen. And she made the point that like, well, when you fall asleep in math class, things happen, like you might not have a choice in the matter. So we just left the bet at like $5 because we had no evidence one way or the other. And years go by. Now I'm a freshman in college. I'm 17 years old. Sitting in that seminar that happens when you're a freshman in college, like it's like the Oprah show, but with condoms, where, they're like, you get a condom and you get a condom. You get a fistful of condoms. And they have the whole sex talk. And I looked around and there were some other people there that like, seemed also uncomfortable. And I was like, I bet those are the virgins. And after the thing, I went outside and I was like, yeah, I'm a virgin too. And we get to talking about how, like, there are people that are on that no sex before marriage bandwagon that are, like, really prudish, and then there are people that are, like, in touch with their sexuality, but still saving themselves for marriage. And we were in that, in that group there, and we decided, there should be a term for that. We came up with the term virgin whore, where it's like, we get affectionate, but we're still saving it for marriage. So we create the Virgin Whore Union, and I'm the president of the Virgin Whore Union. It was the only office I ever held in college. I was president of the Virgin Whore Union, but we would get together. It was a whole thing. And then like about 2 months into the Virgin Whore Union's life, this redhead that I had seen around the campus before comes up to me and two of the Virgin Whores, and she pulls out a handle of vodka and is like, hey, you guys want a drink? We're college students. We're like, sure. Went up to the Virgin Whore's dorm room. We all hung out and talked about Virgin Whore Union politics and stuff, And at the end of the night, we're, finished the bottle, and the redhead says to me, like, well, I'm too drunk. I don't really want to go home. Can I stay with you tonight? And I was like, sure, that's fine. But, we were all talking about the whole Virgin Whore Union thing, like, so understand that, like, nothing's going to happen. Like, set that boundary. And so we go back to the room, and we're just sitting there cuddling, and she starts making moves. I expect some of that, like, all right, sure, I'll kind of go with a little, and then I start to resist a little, and she goes, "Shut up." And that's when I'm like, okay, now. And that's when I knew I was like, the things were going awry, and I should have just gotten up and left at that point, but I was just kind of still there, and I was resisting some, and then she just grabbed my hair and just moved me to her area. Okay, so. At this point, I'm a virgin. I'm not versed in the culinary aspects of sex. Thankfully, I didn't have to do any of the work because she was just working that around. I didn't. That's just how that went. And so she then does like a head twist and flips me on my back now, and she starts working on my area. Now I discover then that Vicky was right. There are situations where you just don't have a choice. Okay, so it's ready now, and she's there, and I resist one more time. I'm like, okay, look, no, I don't want this to happen. I'm not looking for this to happen. And she then grabs my scrotum with her fingernails, and that's when I go into just full submission mode. I was just like, okay, all right, do what you need to do. Just do what you have to do. Let's just not have that happen ever again, ever in my life. And so she mounts like an animal. And now she's, so now it's happening, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not a virgin anymore. I was not intending to. As a matter of fact, I think I was pretty explicit about not wanting this. Okay, so it is happening now, and I do the only thing that I can do to empower myself. I just let it last like 3 seconds. I'm just like, okay, now I'm done. So what now? So it's over now, right? And she tries for another minute, and then it just flops off me. And I get out of the bed and I get dressed. And I just go walk around like dazed in the college campus all night. And I come back when it seems like it'd be late enough that she'd be gone, And I check on my dorm room. She's still there. I don't know if anybody's written a book on rape etiquette, but it's got to be one of the first chapters. Don't sleep in. I don't think if you rape somebody, you are not allowed to sleep in the next day. Set an alarm or something. So I see that. I go over to the room next door, which is where the two virgin whores were that we were hanging out with the night before. And I was like, guys, I've got bad news and I've got worse news. And they're like, what's the bad news? And I said, I have to step down as president of the Virgin Whore Union. I think I was assassinated last night. I think I got raped. And they were like, what? That's horrible. What's the worst news? I was like, she's still in there. I don't know what to do. So I was like, can I use your email? And we pull up an email thing, and I address it to Vicky from high school, and I just put, regarding our bet. And in the body of the message, I just put, I owe you $5, sent. So I go back over into the room, and I wake her up, and I'm like, good morning. And she says, oh, did I rape you last night? Who says that? Who says that? That girl says that. That girl says that. Yes, chickens crossing roads is not funny. No, rape is not funny. Me being raped was not funny, but the unmitigated gall of a human being to be able to say that to another human being, that's funny. That's hilarious. She said it like, oh, did I forget to turn the oven off? It's like, have you done this before? Couldn't even address it. I was just like, all right, well, I'm gonna go. Could you not be here when I get back? Because it was I tell it because you need to laugh at the dark things in life, but wow, yeah, of course it affected me then going on. I ended up marrying a dominating redhead. She was like almost clinical narcissist level, very controlling, moved me down to Alabama and kind of cut me loose. Like, okay, the marriage went so badly, I found out secondhand about the divorce. It's true. The marriage went so badly, it caused damage to public property. Like, I mean that in the sense that, if you go down to the grotto area of Big Spring Park, just to the right of the pump house, there's two benches there, and the left bench is a whole lot more worn than the right bench. That's because some idiot was sleeping on that for 2 months last year. For the rest of you, some specific idiot who's performing for you on stage right now was sleeping on a bench at Big Spring Park at the end of this marriage. It was a weird thing because at the time, I had an entertainment background and I was doing comedy while I was then sleeping on benches. I was street homeless and doing comedy. I was doing comedy about homelessness. Yeah, chickens crossing roads isn't funny. I know. 500,000 Americans experience it on any given night, but it turns out that if you look at everything, even the darkest things, in the right perspective, you can find humor there. It helped me get through that. The comedy scene, gave me the networking to get on my feet again. It's a weird thing because now that I am on my feet, people are still like, yeah, do you remember when Joel was homeless and doing comedy? That was really fun. I really miss homeless comedy Joel. Where's homeless Joel? And don't get me wrong, I don't manage my finances that well. It's not out of the realm of possibilities. I just don't think it's going to be as charming the second time around. So I'm shooting for not doing that. At least half a dozen people have approached me recently and said, wow, Joel, you look more homeless now than when you were homeless. It's true, I know. After 2 months of homelessness, I was clean shaven and I was getting showers every day. This is what 2 months of living and working with comedians looks like. This isn't the face of homelessness. This is the face of comedy. If any of you have kids that are thinking of going into comedy, this could happen to them. So just keep that in mind. I know, comedy comes from a dark place, chickens crossing roads is not funny, but we find the funny there. Keep in mind with all the other comedians come up tonight that the years of bad decisions that came, that had to take place for them to be here on this stage performing for you guys tonight. Yes, Chickens Crossing Roads. Chickens Crossing Roads is funny if you look at things with the right perspective. And thank you for coming with me to the other side.
Give it up for Joel Elliott, everybody. Joel Elliott.
Thanks for watching the spectacular. I'm at Maggie Meyer's Irish Pub, which is an Irish pub that you should visit in Huntsville. This is an original song that I performed at another bar in town. Check it out.
This is a song, it's an original song, it's about reaching out to people, and it is called How Much? What else can I say now that we've started? Is it a crime to ask the time of day? What else can we do to heal the broken-hearted people that we find? They'll heal in time. Is there any way to get connected? Is it just fine, or am I in your way? I feel like you're mad at me just because I asked about your day. I'll go away. How else can I reach out to you gently? Gentleness is just within our reach. What else can we do to heal the broken-hearted people that we find? They'll heal in time, but how much will it take? Will it take a day, or maybe a decade? Choices that we made, circumstances faced, trying to erase the marks that caused us both to break. How much will it take? How much will it take? What else can I say? Thank you. That's entitled How Much? You guys are the first people to like hear that outside of like the 17 people that watched the raw cut on my YouTube channel. You guys want to hear another original song? Yeah, two in one night. I'm not even a musician. I'm a philosopher. I'm like Socrates. I speak the truth a lot, and eventually somebody in Huntsville is going to hang me. Eventually. I go, oh Lord, it's true. Okay, this is an original song. It's called Oops, I dropped my guitar pick in the guitar and now I don't know what to do, oh shit. Oh. 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 That's how you get a pick out of a guitar. It's the trick to it. It's a metaphor for life. The trick to getting a pick out of a guitar, you have to be missing a few strings. Try that with all the strings. You will never get that pick out of there. I learned a lot through trauma.
Thank you for watching the 4th of July Spectacular, brought to you by Second 42 Productions and Awkward Handle. That's me. Check out my Awkward Handle on Twitter by following @AwkwardHandle on Twitter. I'm going to leave you with this. This is a technique. It's called cat hat. Okay? The trick to cat hat is putting the cat on your head, getting your hands to your sides, and then not having your eyes clawed out. Okay, so this is a little trick. It's called cat hat. Cat hat. Cat hat. Cat hat! So now you know how to do cat hat. And you should try it at home, but be careful, it's dangerous. I want to thank the Huntsville subreddit, the people that are active on the Huntsville subreddit. You guys gave me a lot of love recently, thanks for that. If any of you are watching, spread this to your friends, please, would you? I'm dying in anonymity in the Deep South, and I hate it. Yeah, but thanks again. More shows coming. Check out Not Otherwise Specified. It's an educational program about personality disorders. Also, there's another program that I do that's educational on my YouTube channel. It is called Coming to Terms. It's about psychological terms. I'd appreciate it if you check it out. Happy 4th of July, everybody! I want to show you a safe place that I just built the other day because I was feeling threatened. It's important to have a safe place. A place where you feel secure.